You are watching the whale flow, where we don't predict the market, we understand its structure. In this episode, we'll talk about the foundation of the entire crypto ecosystem, the base layer of blockchain, or what we call Layer 1. These are not just blockchains. They are digital nations, each with its own economy, governance, and culture. To understand Layer 1 is to understand how the whole crypto world is built. Because every transaction, every token, every protocol, every game, and every smart contract, they all live on top of a Layer 1 chain. It's the land on which everything else is built. Without it, there is no DeFi, no NFT, no Web3. Think of the blockchain like a civilization. The Layer 1 blockchains are its countries: Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, BNB Chain, Avalanche, Sui, Aptos, and many more. Each of them has its own citizens, its own language, and its own laws. And just like nations, they compete, not with armies, but with technology, scalability, and the ability to attract capital and developers. Bitcoin was the first nation, a simple but powerful one. Its purpose was clear: to create digital gold, money that cannot be inflated, censored, or controlled by any government. It doesn't run smart contracts or applications, but it defines the idea of digital sovereignty. Its economy is built around security and trust. No single person can change the rules, and that is its strength. Then came Ethereum, the second great nation. Ethereum added intelligence to blockchain. It wasn't just about sending and receiving money anymore. With smart contracts, Ethereum allowed anyone to build financial systems, digital art, or even entire games that live directly on the blockchain. It became the foundation of DeFi, NFT, and almost everything we now call Web3. Ethereum turned blockchain from digital gold into a digital economy. But as Ethereum grew, it faced the same problem every expanding nation faces: congestion. Too many users, too many transactions, and too little space. Fees went up, speed went down, and the network became expensive. That's why other Layer 1 chain emerged, to solve the same problem in different ways. Solana focused on speed and throughput, creating one of the fastest blockchains ever built. Its vision was to support real-time applications, decentralized exchanges, high-performance games, and financial tools that need instant finality. BNB Chain leveraged Binance's massive ecosystem to create one of the most active networks for retail users. Avalanche introduced a multi-chain system to balance scalability with security. And new generation chains like Sui and Aptos, built by former Meta engineers, are experimenting with high-speed parallel execution, trying to bring Web 2 user experience into the blockchain world. Each of these Layer 1 blockchains is like a different country with a unique economic model. Some prioritize security, others speed, and some focus on developer experience. But they all share the same goal: to become the settlement layer of the next digital economy. The key to understanding Layer 1 is to recognize that blockchains are not products, they are ecosystems. Their value doesn't come from hype, but from the network effect, the number of developers building on them, the liquidity that circulates within them, and the users who rely on them. This is why Ethereum remains dominant despite its flaws. It has the largest economy, the deepest liquidity, and the strongest community of builders. It's like the United States of blockchain: slow at times, but stable, reliable, and deeply integrated into the global system. But the world of blockchain, like the real world, is multipolar. No single chain can handle every use case. Solana might become the hub for consumer apps. Avalanche could dominate institutional finance. BNB Chain continues to serve the mass retail market. And modular chains like Celestia are building the infrastructure that allows hundreds of smaller blockchains to connect and operate together. Behind this competition lies one shared belief: that blockchain will eventually replace many of the back-end systems we rely on today: payments, settlement, identity, and data verification. When that happens, the leading Layer 1 chain will become the digital equivalent of world economies. Their tokens, ETH, SOL, AVAX, BNB, will act as reserve currencies of the internet. But Layer 1 is not just about technology. It's about governance and trust. In the crypto world, governance means who controls the network and how decisions are made. Bitcoin uses a purely decentralized model, slow but incorruptible. Ethereum moves through community consensus, sometimes messy, but adaptive. Solana and newer chains still rely on strong leadership to move fast, but that comes with centralization risks. Each model mirrors a different kind of political system. Bitcoin is like a constitutional democracy. Ethereum like a federal republic. and Solana like a young startup nation led by innovators. The health of a Layer 1 chain depends on three things: its security, its scalability, and its decentralization. This is known as the blockchain trilemma. You can optimize for two, but rarely all three. Bitcoin is secure and decentralized, but not scalable. Solana is fast and scalable, but less decentralized. Ethereum tries to balance the triangle by building scaling solutions on top, like Layer 2 networks. This is why the next episode will focus on Layer 2, the bridges that help Ethereum grow without sacrificing its core values. But before we move there, it's important to understand what Layer 1 represents in the grand picture of the crypto market. Every cycle begins and ends here. When confidence fades, investors retreat to strong Layer 1s. When innovation rises, developers build on them again. They are the gravity wells of crypto, the centers of liquidity, trust, and long-term value. In traditional finance, we measure the strength of an economy by its GDP, by the flow of trade, by the stability of its currency. In blockchain, we measure it by total value locked, by active addresses, and by the number of developers. These are the indicators that show whether a chain is growing or stagnating. When you look at Ethereum, you're not just looking at a coin, you're looking at an entire nation's economy expanding on-chain. This is why long-term investors, the true whales, often accumulate during uncertainty. They understand that cycles come and go, but infrastructure remains. The value of Layer 1 chain compounds over time because they hold the foundation of every innovation built above them. In the end, understanding Layer 1 is about perspective. It's not about which blockchain wins. It's about realizing that these are the base layers of a new digital civilization. Just as no single country owns the entire world, no single blockchain will dominate everything. Instead, we are witnessing the creation of a multi-chain world, where value, data, and identity can move freely across borders. And when you see it that way, you understand why this market is not speculation. It's construction. Every project, every protocol, every upgrade, they're not temporary trends. They're pieces of digital infrastructure being laid down for the next generation of the internet. This is the whale flow, where we study the foundations, not the noise, where we read the flow of capital, not the crowd, because the ones who understand the foundation are the ones who survive every storm.